Hi everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of January 14th. As we begin the week, we are still working with that Capricorn new moon energy that we had back on January 11th. When we have a new moon, fresh energy is integrated into the cosmic waves and we're able to take that fresh energy and put it to use in our lives. But before we can access that fresh energy, there's this period of sort of needing to be still, needing to go within. If we think of the planting of a seed, we have a fresh new seed. It goes into the soil. It's dark. There's this period of dormancy, of stillness. So whenever we have a new moon, usually right before it, but sometimes even right after it, we can have this period of feeling like we need to go within, feeling like we need to retreat and reflect. And it's in that reflection time, it's in that stillness time that we can connect with how we're feeling and what it is that we desire. And then from that feeling place, from connecting with our desires, we're then able to make our intentions more powerful and then put our intentions out into the world. And that's when we can take that fresh energy and put it to use to help those intentions become our reality. So we can't skip those first two steps. There is that period of retreat, needing to go within, and in that retreating, we're connecting with our true and inner self. So depending on where you are in your own personal lives, on your own personal journey, you may still be feeling those early, excuse me, those early new moon phases where you're in a little bit more of a retreat, connect, reflect mode. So honor that, go with the rhythm. Know that you can still work with this new moon energy all through the week. And if you would like some support and help navigating that, I have a ritual. I'll drop a link in the description box below. You can find it at foreverconscious.com. You can still work with the energies of this ritual. This ritual is very grounding and kind of a perfect way to kickstart these fresh vibrations of 2024. So if that feels aligned, check that out. So first part of the week especially, we're still working with that new moon energy. Then on January 20th, we have a really powerful day in the cosmic skies. The sun moves into Aquarius, and at the same time, Pluto also moves into Aquarius. Pluto has been dancing this cusp between Capricorn and Aquarius all through last year. It's not a new energy. We're still going to work with it all through till November of this year. In November, Pluto will enter Aquarius for good and not return to Capricorn for the rest of our entire lives. So this is a big energy. When Pluto shifts into a new sign, it's a big deal because most of us only live to see Pluto in a handful of signs of the zodiac. We don't, ever repeat it again. So this is big energy. Pluto represents power. So because Pluto and the sun are moving into Aquarius at the same time, we're getting an amplification of Aquarian energy. So at its core, at its essence, we're really being encouraged from January 20th onwards, really for the whole year, but we're going to feel it amplified and heightened right now around this January 20th date. We're really being encouraged to connect with our true authentic selves, to find the freedom to not only connect with that part of ourselves, but to also live through our authentic true selves. There is this strong, strong energy of freedom, just the freedom to be ourselves, the freedom to live the life that we want, the freedom to do things on our own terms, the freedom to think how we want to think, to do how we want to do. There is this very, very, very strong pull to this vibration, which feels like freedom, stepping out of our comfort zones, living a life that feels more in alignment with ourselves rather than the attitudes of society or others or what we think we should be doing or what we feel like we must do. There is this sense of freedom bubbling up, bursting out, wanting to come up and out of us. And that's really going to be a theme that we're going to see all through the year, and it really kickstarts on this January 20th date. So a good time, especially as we get to the end of the week, to reflect on, do you feel free to live the life that you want? Do you feel free to be your true self? Do you feel held back in any way? Do you feel that you are able to step forth and live a life that is aligned with your true self, aligned with joy, aligned with making you feel alive? Do you feel free to do that? And if not, what is blocking you? What is stopping you? Of course, we live in this 3D reality. There are things that we just cannot escape. We need a certain amount of money to live. We need to follow societal rules to a certain extent. There are just boundaries, right? With this human life, we have a physical shell, which is like a boundary to contain all of our energy. There are boundaries in this life. But as we get through the year and really kickstarting on this January 20th date, we're starting to get this sense of more and more freedom, wanting to release control, wanting to step outside of our comfort zones, wanting to think outside the box, do things our own way, find our own, march to the tune of our own drum. They're all big themes of Aquarian energy. We have a lot of Aquarian energy filtering through this year with Pluto moving into Aquarius with the sun on the same day. We're just getting a supercharging of all of that energy. So it's a good week. It's a good time, even over the remainder of the month, to start thinking about how you can bring more freedom into your life. It doesn't have to be big, just small ways that you can feel free and inspired and kind of to break free of those things that are keeping you stuck or in your comfort zone. And it's a big area, it's a big question. We can't solve it all in a day, but just to start marinating on that idea, because that is a big theme for 2024. And it's kickstarting this week. So that is your energy for the week ahead. A lot going on with that Pluto Sun moving into Aquarius, and we are kickstarting Aquarius season. If you would like to check out your Aquarius season horoscope, it is up now, all 12 signs of the zodiac. I'll pop a link in the description box below, but of course, as always, you can find it at foreverconscious.com. And if you would like a moon calendar, I still have some left. They are now 30% off. Head over to Etsy to check that out. And if you would like to join me in person, I'm co-hosting a retreat in Utah. There are still a few spots left. If you're interested in that, also a link in the description box below to navigate your way there to read more. All right, I hope you found that helpful. Big energies. Also, I just want to add, don't forget, in astrology, we don't celebrate the start of the year until the March equinox. So if you're just really not feeling the whole New Year resolutions, new things, fresh energies, even though we're getting a little bit of that from that new moon still, don't worry, you're right on track. In terms of astrology, we are kind of at the closing point of the year as we get into Aquarius season. That's the 11th sign of the zodiac. We only have 12. So we're kind of wrapping up the year. There's this sense of wrapping up, culmination before we enter into the March equinox, which is the start of the astrological year. So something worthwhile keeping in mind. We're working on many different layers of energy at this time of year. So be gentle with yourselves. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much.